What's up, everybody? This is Chieftain, and I'm here with Blacklight Oni and a beautifully bearded bastard, Hiro.
Giggity.
And you are watching Laggin Out. And now a word from our sponsor. Just kidding.
Someday.
Brought to you by Rogue Energy Drink. Rogue Energy Drink. Use coupon code LAGGINOUT to save 10% on your first tub. I don't know. Actually, we do have a coupon code for Rogue Energy, so check that out. But we are not talking about energy drinks today. We are talking about something that I was really excited about. There's a lot of consoles coming out. I think I mentioned some in my college class, but not here, so to speak. But we're talking about the Steam Deck, and we have lots of opinions on this. This is Valve's second try at this, and we were talking about, is it worth the price? Is it going to bomb? And what are the specs involved in the Steam Deck? So I know Hiro and Oni have a difference of opinion. I feel like I'm going to get ganged up here, and it's like a drive-by game shooting here, and I have to respawn halfway through the show. But
don't worry, I'll spawn camp.
No spawn camping. Get on B. It looks like a Nintendo Switch. So what do you think they're going for with this with Valve as far as the portable deck is concerned? Oni.
Okay.
Or
Oni
Hiro.
First.
Go ahead, Hiro.
Okay. I think that they're trying to eat Nintendo's lunch. Nintendo has a
do you think?
Damn like almost a monopoly on the portable market, but because of the way they set up their Switch, it targets both your portable gaming and your normal desktop TV, whatever you want to call it, gaming. They're definitely aiming for that. It's effectively a mobile computer, which honestly is what computers are consoles are these days. They're computers just with static hardware.
Oni, what do you think? What's your take on this? Is it going to dominate the market like I think it's going to do, or is it going to bomb because of the Switch? Or what are your opinions on this?
Looking at the numbers, just kind of because I don't plan on buying this. I have other money I need to spend on other things to focus on. I don't think it'll bomb.
It's our argument.
I don't think it'll bomb. I think people who are into Steam, they're into Valve, they're into, not exactly the mainstream market. I consider the mainstream market Microsoft, Sony. Nintendo's pretty mainstream. They have the corner market on right. the portable market. They did make a console, and it wasn't polished. That's what I'm reading, is that a lot of consumers felt it wasn't very polished, which is why it didn't sell well. They sold not even 500,000 units. But if they can polish the Steam Deck and make it solid to justify the price tag, and make it quality enough, it could compete. Now, it's competing with the
base model is $399 with 64 gigs. Yeah, so what's that compared to the Switch?
Well, I'm looking at the Switch when it was...
And it comes with a carrying case.
I'm looking at the Switch when it was initially released. I know the Steam Deck is going to be competing with the Switch now, which is about to I don't know if they've released it just yet, but they're releasing an HD version. Back when it was released initially, it had 32 gigs of storage. Obviously could video.
So this one's double.
Yeah, and the screen is bigger on the Steam Deck as well. It's going to have better specs. But the thing is, again, is it all going to come together? Is it going to be the smooth transition from PC to portable that they're advertising? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
If I can cut in
Please,
our
go
price
ahead.
No, you're not allowed.
Never allowed. Their price points, so Steam Deck is $399. It's just above the OLED model of the Switch, which is price marked at $349.
But you're getting more with the Steam Deck, though. You're getting more options than you ever could. Yes, you have the docking bay for their TV.
Well, hold on. You got to back off there, because their Switch OLED model, the new one, has they're exactly, well, I want to say exactly because that'd be disingenuous. They're the same price tag. Well, not same price tag. They're the same specs, storage specs. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry, edit that out, Keith.
He's not gonna.
They're the same storage specs. They got Base features for the OLED model is the same as the Steam Deck. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, sure. And also, both of them have controllers that you can actually buy instead of the little consoles, but it has more buttons on it. I don't know if, and it also has a trackpad like the PlayStation. So they're not only trying to eat Nintendo's lunch, I think they're adding aspects from other consoles and controllers, such as the PlayStation 5 or 4 or 3. They have that little trackpad, not one, but two of them on the left and right side, as well as paddles and adjustable buttons. And also they have a connecting keyboard and a virtual keyboard. Of course, Rumble Pack, kind of standard now with everything. And there is, I think it's actually the processors are stronger here. It says it's a Zen 2 R DNA 2 powerhouse delivering the latest AAA games. And it's also, you can actually emulate Xbox Game Passes, PlayStation, and as well as download Steam games. So I think you're getting more bang for your buck. Yes, for the base model, you're adding an extra $50, but you're getting more powerful, like you said, a mini computer, so to speak, compared to the Switch. So people that are not really into the Nintendo type of demographic, it's more like general audiences, family gaming. This is a more broader audience, which I think is going to blow up if they, like Oni said, if they make it explode, and they really the marketing is good and it's all over the place, and it's coming out the second quarter of next year, so they have time to do it. But yeah, I'm looking at all the stuff here and it's bonerific. There's a lot of good stuff here. There's mini HDMIs. You can stream on it. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but the low end model is $399 and the high end is $649. But I think it's worth the money. If you're comparing stuff to the Xbox, the new Xboxes, the PlayStations, and the Switch, they're kind of thread that needle between both those consoles and saying, hey, if you like this, you might like that. If you like consoles, you like this. If you like PCs, they're trying to thread the needle and try to kind of pull from different points for profitability purposes. What do you think?
Which can also be very dangerous. If you try, obviously spreading yourself too thin can wind up you wind up with something that doesn't function in any direction. Now, I will say, it does seem like they are trying to do the PlayStation Vita, but better. I was a fan of the PlayStation Portable 3000, long live. But the PlayStation Vita had...
I think you and 3 other people are into that, but
he still works. Damn! He still works.
It's a decent console, and it's one of those portable ones. I think Hiro can attest to that. It's one of those things that everyone liked, but the marketing that PlayStation didn't market enough or give enough support.
No, they didn't. And then
as far as that went, I would say that the Vita failed, but the PSP was successful. Everybody had a PSP, but next to nobody had the Vita.
Well, because they didn't market the right games.
And I think the way I'm seeing this, I think you can get internet access on this thing too.
You have to.
I might be blowing smoke out my ass. Yeah, because it's Steam and Valve, so you assume that you can some sort of modified internet, because it has Wi-Fi. So I mean, yeah, it also has a gyro. I think the Switch has that too, like a gyro effect. So you can, when you move it, when I'm doing driving games, that's perfect for me. So I'm like, oh,
now I will
say, kind of body Englishing my stuff.
I think Valve is.
But yeah,
I think Valve is trying to corner a market that hasn't been around in a while, which is to say, we have someone who's an American market or American company competing against a Japanese giant. Nintendo again is that giant. Now back then it was Sega, and that's when Xbox came in. But Valve is going to try to take it's going to wind up being like Godzilla versus King Kong. Who's going to win out? I guess we will see.
Right. Who's got the biggest wiener? We'll see the second quarter of 2022.
Must be 18 or older to apply.
One of the big things I think game portability for gamers is the battery life. So it shows the Steam Deck goes to 7 to 8 hours of gaming. Is that more or less than the Switch and the Switch HD that's going to come out at the end of the year?
Well, I'm taking a look.
That's a huge question, because battery life is a huge thing for gamers, especially if you're doing portable stuff. If you're going on a long trip, Of course, you're going to probably have a plug or something too.
So there's
needless to say, but
3 models that this is going to compete against when it comes to battery power. Your
Right.
OLED, your OLED HD model Switch has 4.5 to 9 hours, which is on par with the original Switch, which is 4.5 to 9 hours. But your Switch Lite only has 3 to 7 hours.
right. It's significantly smaller too. Just the whole thing, it's smaller. So I think it'll be a pretty good competition between the Switch HD, which is coming out, and then they're going to have a little bit more time to kind of beef it up a little bit, because actually the Switch HD is going to be coming out earlier than the Steam Deck, because Steam Deck's coming out second quarter next year. Like the low end, the third and fourth quarter, they're going to come out with the beefier one. If you got, we all read this stuff, we research stuff here at Laggin Out. But yeah, if you see like the beefier, bigger Steam Decks that have the more storage space, they can actually do that. So yeah, closing statements, 30 seconds for Hiro, 30 seconds for Blacklight Oni. Go ahead, Hiro. You are on the clock.
All right. I think originally my thoughts were that this damn thing was going to be dead on arrival. That was my original thoughts. When I actually looked at the specs and looked at what it had and what it could do, I'm a little bit more on the fence, and I'm thinking that it's going to hinge entirely upon whether or not its opening hits are going to be hits. And that'll to me that'll determine whether or not it has staying power. And then later on, I want to know how it's going to work on its lifespan, because with anything computer game wise, you can look at it and be like, I can just upgrade my PC.
Right, that's always a concern. Absolutely, yes. I think you make great points there. Oni.
I think initially it may
Final thoughts.
It may be a little slow
Final
on the
thoughts
uptake,
with Oni.
but it will probably pick up if they can prove that they have made a quality product. Games recently have been kind of marketed well, and then they actually do terribly because they aren't finished at all. So it looks like if Steam has learned their lessons,
or
from
they
the
don't
past,
hit right.
If they have learned their lessons, they may actually be able to make a console that can compete with the Japanese market. But we will have to see.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it seems like you guys had the same points in that same 30 seconds, and I'm just going to pile on there and agree with both of you, because that is a huge concern out of end of life of a console. That's a huge issue for gamers as well. But more importantly, what do you guys think? Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe at the links below, and don't forget to bang that bell in the top left-hand corner of the screen. And on behalf of Lagging Out Entertainment, Hiro, I almost thought it looked like you gave the finger there in the corner of my eye, and Blacklight Oni, there it is. There is the thumbnail for this. And don't forget Blacklight Oni, and of course, this is Chieftain signing off and lagging out.